Hey, MK here. Thanks for tuning in to the AHRC Marathon Training Vlog. We upload videos every single day. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. Thanks a lot. Welcome to Friday and another episode of an AHRC Marathon Training Vlog. Today is a special day because I'm going on recovery run number 2 so that I can have an interview with my good friend, ultramarathoner John Maynard. But before that, let's go and hook up with past MK and see what he did on his first recovery run this morning.
Yeah.
Here are the splits for miles 1 and 2 with the AHRC crew.
We're just running completely off field.
All right, mile 3 and 8:57.
Yeah.
Here are the splits for miles 4 and 5. HRC, so strong. Hey CJ, what race you got on the schedule?
Honolulu.
Sweet.
Going to paradise.
You start training next week?
Yep.
Nice. Thanks for joining us on our recovery run.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you.
This was nice.
Anita's got Berlin coming up real soon.
Yes.
You excited for your trip?
Yes, very excited. We're
Sweet.
gonna celebrate with beer.
Oh, good call. Good call.
Yes. Are you gonna wear the outfit?
The outfit,
Yeah.
You got an outfit?
you know.
Later, Hosen?
Yeah.
We actually got it ready just in case.
Nice. There's no other way.
Yes.
There's no other way. You better do it. I want pics. Video clips. I want video clips,
Oh my
please.
gosh.
That's awesome.
Sweet outro next week, everybody. Look out for it. And the energy of the recovery run is completely different when you have like a mob running with you. But it's awesome. Love it. Love it. Here's the split for mile 6. Thanks for coming with me on this first recovery run. It was a good one with the whole AHRC crew. All right, let's get some breakfast, get the kids off to school, and next up is an interview with my friend, John Maynard, ultra marathoner. Oh man, what a great recovery run that was this morning. So grateful and feeling really, really good because we're having 2 days of recovery in a row. So today, the legs are feeling really, really nice. We're getting ready for a monster 2 days of 10K TT on Saturday and long run on Sunday. So it's going to be back-to-back quality on the weekend after back-to-back quality on Tuesday and Wednesday. So this week is very high quality week, high intensity, but a little bit lower on the mileage. My friend John Maynard is an accomplished marathoner and an ultra marathoner who maintains a very consistent volume of over 2,000 miles per year over the last several years. John was gracious enough to allow me to join him on one of his training runs over the weekend and answer some questions that AHRC has about ultra marathon running. Hey John, thanks for taking time out during your really, really tough long run workout. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hey, good morning, AHRC. My name's John. I grew up in the Bay Area, did my undergraduate work in San Diego, and pretty much haven't left Southern California since. Been in Orange County specifically now for just over 3 years. Love the trails, love being near the beach. I'm a father of 2 girls. One's in a sophomore in high school, one's in 7th grade. My wife is a super dedicated kindergartner teacher of 24 years. So I am so fortunate to be surrounded by 3 strong girls who pretty much inspire me to do what I like to do in my free time, which is pretty much running long distances.
Well, thanks, John, for letting us tag along on your long run workout. So, can you tell us what got you inspired to start your running journey?
Now, as an athlete my whole life, I played soccer growing up all the way through and into college. I've always kind of run, but I didn't get really serious about it until about 8 years ago. You know, in my early 20s, I ran my first half marathon and ran it pretty well. And I thought, maybe I'll try a marathon. So, did my first marathon in 2003. And after that, I was like, dude, no way. Not doing another marathon. Too hard. Fast forward, you know, went to grad school, had kids, started running, put them in the bob, you know, the jogging stroller, and kept going further and further. And then one day my buddy's like, I want to run Boston. So he worked his tail off, qualified, got that BQ, and ran Boston. And I was like, I'm fast, right? I can do that, easy. So, trained up for it, failed. Came up way short, blew up, and I was like, not in the cards for me. And then my wife was like, buddy, you've got it in you. You can do it. So she bought me a Garmin and said, time to start taking this seriously. So, put a training plan together, ran the Phoenix Marathon, totally bonked, came up short again. And I was like, man, what is wrong with me? But I put my head down, trained super hard, and finally got that BQ. I ran Boston in 2018. That's the year Des Linden won it, when it was pouring rain, torrential downpours, gnarly headwinds the whole time. It was freezing. It was awesome. But I remember getting to the finish line, looking back, and I was like, you know, that was cool. I like that. But I felt like there was something more for me to accomplish, harder things to do. But I knew I knew going from 26.2 to 100 miles wasn't really advisable. And I also knew that following the natural progression, which is to go marathon, 50K, 50 miles, 100K, 100 miles, and so on, just didn't do much for me. So I found this ultra kind of in my backyard. We lived in Santa Clarita at the time, called the Leona Divide. And there was an option to do 100K, roughly 60 miles. I was like, well, you're not getting younger, John. Let's sign up for it, see what you're made of. So I trained super hard for that one, ran it, got my butt kicked in the very best way, met amazing people on the way, just fantastic. Saw beautiful sights, you know, ran along, you know, 30 miles of the PCT, the Pacific Crest Trail, absolutely gorgeous. Shortly thereafter, I signed up and ran the Sean O'Brien 100K, which is actually a pretty tough ultra through the Santa Monica Mountains. It's about 62 miles, about 14,500 feet of vertical gain, and just has some butt-kicking climbs. I ran that pretty well, but at the 50K point, man, I had a blister at the bottom of my foot that popped up and it almost took me out. I struggled for probably 2 to 3 hours and every step hurt. But you know what? With the help of amazing souls at the aid station, I got the nutrition, the hydration, and the first aid I needed, and came back and finished pretty strong. I think I ran it a little over 12 hours, and I want to say I finished in 17th place overall, somewhere like that. And you know, it bit me. I got excited to see what else I could do.
Oh man, looks like your wife was a huge motivator for you. You're so fortunate to have such a great inspiration in your life. Kudos, John. Congrats, John, on your sub-3 marathon. That's awesome. Considering your trail running background, what inspired you to go for a fast marathon?
Yeah, with all this trail running, you think it's all about time on feet and just slogging away the miles. But I'm a believer that speed matters. I think speed translates to not only strength and aerobic fitness, but it translates to endurance over the long haul. In 2018, I ran what I thought would be my all-time fastest marathon. I ran a 3:02 at Ventura. It's about a 6:58 pace. And I was like, nope, I'm done with marathons. I'm stoked on that time. And then, of course, my running buddies, being who they are, they're like, oh, pretty fast, but man, you're so close to a sub-3 hour marathon. I think you can do it. And I was like, dude, I am done. Like, I'm moving on the trails. Anyway, fast forward to last December, and my kids were like, Dad, why don't you run the New York Marathon? And I was like, awesome, would love to do that, but it's hard to get into it. I looked it up, and if you run a qualifying time, you know, your chances are a lot greater, supposedly. Qualifying standard for my age, for men 45, is a 3:05. So I was like, well, haven't run a marathon for a good 4.5 years, but I've been running consistently for a long time. Let's see what I can do. So I put together, actually I borrowed a 12-week trail to marathon plan from Swap Running, which are David and Megan Roach. And dude, went for it. Trained really hard, had a lot of marathon specific workouts, which I know you at AHRC know what it's all about, and put together a great race, ran a 2:57, and now I feel like I've joined the club, the 3-hour marathon club, and you can't take it away from me.
2:57, awesome. It was fun following you on Strava during that training build, John. Welcome to the club. So why run 100-mile ultras over mountains? Some people might find that a bit extreme.
Man, I feel like, you know, so much of our lives are so easy. Click of the button, you can get whatever you want. We don't struggle for food. It's all there in huge quantities. You know, there are so many conveniences. You don't even have to filter your water. You can just buy water bottles at the store. Like, it's pretty silly. So I was drawn to things that are really gonna put me to the test. You know, are you strong enough? Are you tough enough? I think what also draws me to being challenged in the mountains is, you know, you learn, it's an opportunity to learn just so much about yourself. You know, you're all out there alone, and if you know what it's like to bonk at mile 20 of a marathon. Think about what it feels like at mile 40 of a 100-miler, where you've been going for 8 hours. You've gone 40 miles, and you've got still 60 miles in front of you. What fascinates me is this choice. You're in pain, you're suffering, you're all alone in this beautiful nature. And it's like, all right, what are you made of? What are you gonna do about it? How are you gonna drag yourself to the finish? When I'm in the middle of these races, whether it's 100K, 50 miles, or again, 100 miles, it always fascinates me. There are some really hard moments, and you get to make choices. Are you gonna throw in the towel, or are you gonna dig deep and get it done? I love choosing the latter.
Yeah, sometimes we have to do extreme things to learn more about ourselves and how amazing we can be. Well said, John. Hey John, do you have any favorite workouts?
You would think anytime I'm up in the mountains getting a lot of vert, getting away from the crowds, it's a beautiful day. But on a weekly basis, what I really like are my workout Wednesdays. This is when, you know, you look at your calendar and you're going, oh dude, I don't know how I'm gonna do that. So for example, this Wednesday, I had 3-mile warm up and then hill pyramid. So it was 1 minute hard up, hard down, 2 minutes hard up, hard down, 3 minutes hard up, hard down, 4 minutes hard up, hard down, and then back down, 3, 2, 1. A total of 4 miles of hill repeats, and then followed that up with 3 miles of easy, moderate recovery. Going into it, I was like, oh man, that's scary. But then halfway into it, when it hit that 4-minute hill repeat, I was like, dude, you got this. And that's what I love about hard workouts, because you think they're scary, but they're only scary until you start doing them. And then it's like, it's on, let's go.
Yes, turning scary into fun, I love it. And all that running must take a lot of time. How do you balance work, family, and running in your busy life?
Well, pretty much you commit to it. Get up early. For me, that means 4 a.m. every day. And if I'm not running, which is Monday, it's my rest day, then I'm putting in the miles. Anywhere from, you know, on the low end, 3 to 4 miles on a Friday to up to 12 miles on the weekday mornings. And then weekends are reserved for my long runs. One thing I've learned is that when you're trying to do it all, you've got to be flexible. And that means, like today, for example, I'm on mile 21 right now, but I've got to get to my daughter to her soccer game by 11 a.m., which means I've got to finish my last 4 or 5 miles on the roads going up Laguna Canyon. Not ideal, but you know what? It's my fault because I didn't get out the door till 5 a.m. this morning, so this is what you gotta do. You gotta adapt, learn, and adapt. And it's all good, it's just one run.
Oh yeah, flexibility sure is helpful when life decides to get in the way. Nice work adapting, John. Hey John, do you have any race goals for the Kodiak 100 coming up in mid-October?
My first goal for Kodiak 100 is just to finish it. I mean, it's a high altitude race. You know, it's averaging 7,000 feet. We climb out to 10,000 feet. In the mountains, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be hard, you know, almost 101 miles, 18,000 feet of vert. It's no joke. But my A+ goal, beyond finishing it, is can I push myself a little further? When I ran Samo 100 last year, it's 105 miles, 19,000 feet of gain, and I got to reach a high temperature of, it was like 92 or 102, something like that in the canyon. Really dumb. Took me 28 hours. It stripped me down. It was brutal. I want to see if I can come in faster. Maybe 26 hours, maybe a little hotter than that. We'll see. I want to get into that that pain cave. I want to suffer a little bit and figure things out, troubleshoot, and see my way to the other side. Running gives us an opportunity to challenge ourselves, to improve, to get faster, stronger, smarter. That's what I love. It's a continuous opportunity for growth. You know, after this winter's SUB3 marathon, I don't think I can go any faster, but I know when it comes to ultra races, I can still get faster, and more importantly, I can still run them better. And that's what it's all about, continuous improvement.
Well, I'm sure you're gonna crush it, John. We'll be cheering from you, bud.
I mean, I think that's what running's all about. It's really just showing up every day or 6 days a week. And even your rest day counts as a training day, because rest is a key part of this whole training thing. Mechanically, how do I do it? I adjust my lifestyle. I try to get to bed early. I try to get to bed by 9:30, 10 o'clock every night. And I've trained my body. I wake up naturally at 4 a.m. It's not always easy, but it's automatic. 4 a.m., get up, get out of bed, put my shoes on, drink some water, head out the door. It's not complicated, but it's also not easy. You have to commit to it. You have to just keep going for it. Keep working at it.
Oh man, early starts to the day are a game changer. Or not just for running, but for all aspects of life, I think.
My advice to anyone who wants to start ultra running is to stop thinking about it and just go for it. But also give yourself grace, have patience, because it's going to be hard. Like running even 31 miles is really hard. It takes a lot out of you. You're gonna have a lot of bad days and also a lot of great days. But along the way, you're gonna learn so much about yourself and about your capabilities. Go for it.
I'm so impressed by your desire to continually improve yourself in so many different ways. Awesome work, John, awesome. I guess ultra running is all about finding out who we really are deep down inside. Oh man, a giant thank you to my friend, John Maynard. You're such an inspiration. I really love your running philosophy and the way that you use running for self-improvement. That's awesome. And just finding yourself and finding your identity. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to share your thoughts with me and the rest of AHRC. So much gratitude. Thanks so much. Please comment below any questions that you might have for John. Also, don't forget, comment any of your marathon training questions and I'll be sure to get back to it. There's also a chance that I could feature it on the next vlog, which uploads daily. So if you have a really good question that's really applicable to a wider audience, it'll be featured on the next vlog episode. Thanks for joining me on this awesome interview run. I was able to get a second recovery run in. Here are the totals for today's second run. I just want to shout out to my friend John for the super thanks yesterday. Wow, I'm so grateful. I was floored by that gesture. You don't know how much that means to me and the kids and to the channel and what it means for our perspective on the future for AHRC. Thanks for our very first super thanks. What an awesome interview. What an awesome recovery run. I'm gonna put this day of running to bed, get ready for my 10K pacing duties for tomorrow. I'm definitely gonna enjoy the rest of my day. I hope you enjoy your day and have a meaningful run. We'll see you in the next one. Bye now.